These two prints have the same design, except some of the colors on this one are a bit sharper and more vibrant, while this one has a softer, more muted look. Now here's how they both compare to the original listing online. See what I mean? Even though both were printed on the same product by the same printer, the difference is clearly noticeable. So what changed? This is something I kept hearing from sellers all the time. Why does a design often look slightly different once it's printed, even when everything else stays the same? I didn't really have an answer at first, but instead of guessing, I decided the best way to figure it out was to test it myself. And that's when I knew it was time to get back in the lab. Anytime you buy something online with a printed design, the colors in it are usually what sets your expectations of it first. So when a product shows up looking a little different than what we thought we were going to get, it can affect returns, reviews, and how much people trust your brand. Not because your design is bad or the product quality was off, but because turning pixels on a screen into ink on fabric is harder than it looks. At first, I thought it mostly came down to using the right color modes in your design program, RGB or CMYK. But the more I tested and researched, the more I realized it wasn't that simple. The color of the fabric and the print method used on it matters too. Once a fabric already has dye in it, anything you print on top of it is also affected by that color. It's like taking a picture and then adding a filter over top. You're still seeing the original image, just through a layer of another color. That's why certain colors like darker blues and purples can cause issues on darker fabrics. They can shift, darken, or seem like they disappear into the fabric altogether. Then there's the print method. Different print processes build color in different ways. The direct-to-garment or DTG method prints liquid ink straight into the fabric. The fibers absorb the ink, which give designs a soft, natural feel, especially on cotton. On light-colored fabrics, the design gets printed directly, but on darker fabrics, a DTG printer will add a white underbase first so that the colors don't get muted. Sublimation works differently. It uses heat to turn ink into a gas so that it can bond directly with the fibers in the fabric. This method is perfect for synthetic fabrics and produces brighter and long-lasting colors. Direct-to-film printing, on the other hand, takes a different approach. The design, including a white underbase, is printed onto a special film first. That film then gets heat-pressed onto the fabric. This way, instead of getting soaked into the fibers of the fabric, the ink ends up sitting on top, creating bolder and more vibrant colors. The key thing to remember is that each print method interacts with fabric differently, which is why the same design can look a bit different depending on how it's printed. By the way, if there's a specific print method you want us to do a POD Labs deep dive on, let us know in the comments and we'll keep it in mind for our next video. Honestly, this was the point where it all started to feel like a lot. There were just too many things to keep in mind every time I created a new design. The fabric, the color, the print method, and even then, I felt like I was still just guessing. I needed to find a way to make sure my designs always come out exactly the way I want, which is when I realized I need a color chart. A color chart is a set of color swatches printed on fabric with hex codes listed next to each one. You can even buy pre-made charts that come in books with hundreds of colors. But realistically, these can be both too much and too little at the same time. You won't always be designing with every color in the book, and many of them show how colors look on only one type of fabric. Plus, they're also not cheap. So instead of trying to adjust my designs using someone else's color chart, I decided to make my own. First, in my design tool, I went through my artwork and made a palette of colors I use most often. Darker colors, especially blues and purples, tend to be trickier to get right, so it's important to test those along with any other shades you've had issues with in the past. I lined up those original colors down the center of my color chart and labeled each with its hex code. Next, I added 2 lighter shades and 2 darker shades on either side of each color. It's important to put in the hex codes for these colors as well. That way, if you do want to adjust something, you already know the exact value to change it to. Remember, we're not trying to guess, we're trying to be precise. Once everything is laid out, I removed the background from the design and saved the file. Next, I headed to Printify and found a product I wanted to test with my color chart. You can choose either product that you sell the most or even print out a couple of items to compare how colors behave on different fabrics. I chose this Comfort Colors 1717 100% cotton shirt. I went with the black color option because it looked great with my original design. Then I added my color chart design to it and ordered a sample. Okay, so here's the printed color chart I made. I have my iPad open to my design that we looked at earlier, and now I'm comparing the colors I see on my screen to what I have here on my color chart. Now, right off the bat, I can see those darker purples and the lighter blues have the biggest discrepancy, but I'm happy to see that most of them are pretty close. But now that I see them printed right in front of me, there's definitely some changes I would make. This is where having these darker and lighter color variations come in really handy. All I have to do is pick the color variation that looks closer to what I'm seeing on screen, copy its hex code, and update that color in my design. Right away, I can already see a huge difference on my screen. The real test, though, will be to see how my color-corrected design is going to print. So let's order a new sample and see how it compares. I don't know why, but I feel a little nervous. Are you guys nervous? All right, come on. We're doing science here, so this is exciting. My new product sample just came in, so let's take a look at our brand new updated design. And right out of the box, it already looks noticeably brighter than the original. The lighter tones stand out a bit more, and everything overall just feels more balanced. Nothing's getting lost, especially the darker colors, which is what I was worried about. Honestly, I was relieved. Failed experiments do happen from time to time, so it's always nice when things work out. Although I kind of knew it would because that's what this was all about, being sure, which is why I went ahead and ordered more samples on different colored shirts and fabrics. I wanted to see how the colors in my design behaved across different setups. Even though I chose black as the primary shirt color for my design, I wanted to see how it would look on something lighter. So I had it printed on a white shirt as well. When I was working with the color chart for the black version, most of the color changes I made were switching to slightly brighter shades here and there. But on lighter shirts, those same brighter colors don't always have the same impact. In those situations, going a few shades darker instead can actually increase contrast and help the design stand out. All the samples I've been working with so far have been printed on 100% cotton shirts. This one, however, is entirely polyester and was made with the all-over print method, meaning it was printed first, then cut and sewn together. Compared to the cotton, my design here is definitely a lot sharper, and I'd say it would even look a little bit glossy by comparison. It's a great example of how being intentional about something as simple as the fabric you choose can give you control over the overall look and feel of your design. This is where I may have gotten a little sample crazy. Once I saw how much of a difference the color chart made, I wanted to try it again. So I created another design using other colors I've struggled with in the past and ordered a few more. These colors were especially tricky because they look so different on lighter and darker shirts. So this time I repeated the same process. I printed a color chart out on an ivory colored shirt and in a darker blue one. As I updated the design for each one, I realized how different the final color choices I was making were compared to what I originally had in mind. And that's something I wouldn't have known without actually testing it. That was the moment that really drove home the point for me. Why having a color chart, no matter what fabric or color shirt you use, is so important. Because now none of these results are surprising. And that's a huge relief. Color accuracy isn't about intuition. It's a process. When you test instead of guess, you turn every design into a repeatable result. And if you're ready to level up that process even more, in this next experiment, I'll look at how designing in different color modes like RGB or CMYK can affect your design before any ink ever touches the fabric. Click on the link and I'll see you back in the lab.